Hello, everyone. This is Quincy. What am I calling myself today? The source. uh, I'm here with Robert Platinum Rob. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm not sick anymore, so
And
I mean, it might sound like it, but I
that's
don't feel sick anymore.
no. You sound good. You sound. I forgot you were sick. I'm glad you're feeling better. And we got Old Man Jones here on this porch. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, sir. Fine, sir. I was feeling sick myself. I haven't been able to listen to my left ear in 2 weeks.
Oh, good. Whew, we're breaking
Hey, I've been
breaking
to the doctor
apart.
3 times by that damn ear, but it's still there. Just give it time. How much time? Shit.
So
We'll see.
just wait till you can't feel it anymore. Wait till you get used
Right.
to it, and then it'll be all right. So we what is this? This is the first episode in the summertime here, and uh, what you guys been up to? How you been keeping? How you been keeping cool? Because it's been hot recently in Philly,
Mm-hmm.
like dangerous hot, like cooked food on the sidewalk hot. What you guys been up to keep cool?
I took a couple weeks off before the 4th, so I've been inside the air conditioning the whole time.
Nice, nice, nice,
Ronnie had surgery last week, so I've been kind of caring for her while that's going on. But beyond
Mm-hmm.
that, I've been inside.
nice. Okay. She's gonna be okay though. Okay, good.
Yeah, it was just a
Good.
minor thing.
Okay. Uh, Mike, sir, what if you know,
I've
besides
been in
the
the
doctor
house.
visits? Uh huh.
Yeah, besides being sick, I've been in the house too. I'm on academic suspension from
What?
school right now. So I failed a class, one of my programming classes. So I'm out. I'm trying to get that
Uh,
appealed. So I'm
okay.
home. That's what I'm doing. So I'm reading comics, playing video games. That's my summer. All my buddies are all old men, so they have jobs. So I don't get to see anybody. It's just me, and the
Yeah.
kids don't want to hang out with me. So it's just me being me down here and watching TV, being old. I guess.
I can sympathize with some of that. Like I've been underground. I'm in the geek cave right now. It's been hot. I've been underground. I bought Omnimushu 2 a couple weeks ago. I beat that the other day, man. Nothing but good memories playing. I love that game. I really do.
You bought it on
Um,
PS5?
yeah, yeah.
Oh wow!
Released it in May, mid May or early May. That was my game, man. I
Yeah, that's
played
dope.
it. Yeah, and once I got the hammer, I was just smacking. I was just smacking everybody. I was able to. There's no need for any other weapon for me after I get that. And I beat that a couple days ago, and I got to play it 4 more times to get the other endings, and that's why that one's my favorite. The interactions kind of determine who and what you do. I I was after the girl, so I was given. I had to figure out what I think she liked all like the flashy, like pretty stuff. The kid liked like strange, unique things. The one guy food and drink, and the other guy was books, and whatever kind of fell in between the cracks of those four identifiers, it was all a guessing game. And I want to play it again soon, but I really enjoyed it. I really did. And but yeah, I've been underground. Uh, and you talk about summer. I kind of want this summer to go by slow. I'm on vacation. My vacation started at 4:30 to not today. Next week, I plan to get caught up on all comic series. You know, my wife gave me a gift card for what did she get it? Father's Day. I'm going to use that to buy comics off of Kindle. Get all caught up. But but yeah, keeping cool, guys. Keeping cool. Please be safe out here, and that goes to our listeners too. Um, but we're gonna do a little news before we get into a couple topics here. Not a whole lot of earth shaking things, but next next month, Superman Fantastic Four, right? That's July, so that'll be another one of those jam packed summer months that we had something like that last year. I forget which movies it was, but it seems to be the thing this summer. In recent summers, June and July. It seems to be one specific month that's just jammed with movies, and this year it's July. But some bad news for the Transformer fans. I think that's everyone here, and I assume everybody listening, because who hates the Transformers? The trilogy, which featured Chris Hemsworth. I can't remember the other voice work of the people involved, but that trilogy was canceled. I know it did not do well in the theater. I don't know if it was sandwiched between some other headline grabbers, but I had to admit, like, I did wait till it went home before watching it. The graphics kind of turned me off a little bit, and that was not the case when I actually watched it. Did everybody here watch Transformers?
Yeah, I watched in the theater. Actually, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I do remember you going to the theater and you were impressed.
That's all right.
I liked it a lot. I'm not sure. When you say you liked it, Rob, were you lukewarm on it, or did you love it? Like, what it was just okay.
It was definitely kind of pared down a little bit for a younger audience, but I still enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Okay. I thought the way they animated everything was good. The voice work was good. I liked the story. Mm-hmm. I mean, everything about it was pretty good, honestly.
Right. And Mike, how high or low were you on that movie?
I was good with it. I really didn't have anything to complain about. The pacing was good. The storytelling. I had no problem with the movie. I'm okay with it being aimed somewhat at kids, because we got to remember how old were we when we fell in love with Transformers. We can't forget, just because we're grown now, that we still ain't their target audience. So I'm okay with a lot of that. So I thought it was a good movie, especially I think the guy Megatron is from my hometown. So I'm okay with that. I can't think of his name right now either.
I can't either. Yeah, he's a good actor.
But he's been in a lot of stuff. Job. He's from the hometown with me and J. Cole, with superstars. So
home of J. Cole and Mike Jones.
That's it. We all from Fayetteville. We all from our high school. I went to the same high school as J. Cole. Our two high schools are our main rivals in town. So that's what it is. So,
all right. Well, starting there. Yeah. So I did like that movie. I actually liked it a lot, and one of the main reasons why, it was like a time period that's never really explored in movies. Like, I've read books during that time, and that's an interesting, untapped sort of subject matter. I'm gonna say that. Like, before they came to Earth, and like the war was on Cybertron for a long time, and they go back to the beginning, and being on Cybertron would have been interesting, and just seeing how everything shaped out. I think it was a missed opportunity. So I'm sorry to hear that. I was kind of a little disappointed by that news, but maybe we'll get something else down the line.
Maybe
like this week, because Michael Bay is directing another Transformers movie. There were no details, but he's still at it. Like, these movies, as much as they're criticized, put it like that, they make money for these studios. Like, we're all complaining and going to the theater seeing them, and the theaters the studios, I should say, don't seem to care. They worrying about the bottom line. Transformers series is a guilty pleasure series for me. Like, I always watch these movies. To me, they're better to watch when it's warm outside. I'm inside. I watch the Transformers series every year during the summer months, and the movies that had Shy, I think we all, we remember how we felt when we first watched it, because this was their first live action outing when Shy was out, and the two with Mark Wahlberg were a little painful. The last night, or whatever that was called.
No, that's the one. The Rise of the Beast, I think, was the last one. Wasn't that the last with the Beast?
Well, no, I'm sorry. So the last one with Mark Wahlberg. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So that one had a couple moments, but yeah, Rise of the Beast was the last one, and that was, I don't remember how I felt about that. That one was cool. Bumblebee was okay. That was another like an experiment that worked out actually for them, because I think that did well. And,
mostly because of Haley Steinfeld.
Right. And these Transformer movies are starting to turn into Fast and Furious franchise. I don't really have a problem with that now because they still haven't gotten it right. And every time, I'm sorry, throw that out, because I did like Rise of the Beast. I did like that. And I just miss Shia in these movies. They ain't really been the same since he.
I agree.
Since he's been in, like his human element, like just it helped push the weak storyline and the bad jokes. To me, his performance in all those movies was always good. You can say what you want about everybody else and the story around them, but like he pushed it forward for me. So yeah. So we're getting more Transformers Forever. I guess more details for the new Michael Bay movie will be coming next couple months, hopefully. So we like to report on everything within the nerd world, and this week Wolverine versus Spider-Man has come to the forefront. I actually, J-Pat, if you're listening to this, like I saw you on that page arguing, like he was like Neo versus the Mr. Smith song. Like he was fighting everybody on this post. And it was entertaining. Jay there, he was pro Wolverine not being able to get the best of Spider-Man, and that's where that's been my stance. And it sounds like, for looking at you guys' reaction, that's where you are with that. If you are not aware, Spider-Man and Wolverine, they're a miniseries, I believe. Spider-Man has discovered this has been retconned again. I love retcons. I love it. But to me, it's the most creative way to jam some new shit in there. And if it's interesting, they okay. But Wolverine killed Peter Parker's parents.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he found out and he went after Wolverine. I actually might pick up this book, but let me just get a percentage from you guys, the odds. Like, what are the odds or a percentage of Spider-Man, of Wolverine defeating an enraged Spider-Man?
None.
You give him 0% chance, like it shouldn't happen.
Maybe 5 out of 100. I mean, it's not about killing. People want to say this. You can't kill him. They
always say that. Yeah,
it don't matter if you're dead when you beat. I mean, he can incapacitate Wolverine. He can stop this dude. He can beat this dude, whether it's a pound of web. It doesn't matter. He can take Wolverine. He can put Wolverine down. And that little berserker barrage, whatever, shit ain't nothing. Nothing Spider-Man ain't ready for. No.
Yeah, and Spider-Man has the ability to restrain him too.
That's what I'm saying. He can stop this.
Too, yeah. I saw comments, like sometimes, like I'm a comic guy, but I have stood firm with this by this comment, and that comic book fans are the worst. Like, I don't know what's going on with the reading or what you're reading or whatever. I saw
just the lack of reading. That's what the problem.
Yeah, Spider-Man's hand should have broke when he punched Wolverine's face. I'm like, do you hear yourself? Right. Spider-Man punches walls and the Hulk, and throw that out.
Spider-Man punches above his weight class and always has.
Always has. Yeah. So that's out there now. So I'm gonna check that out. Actually, I'm actually, the Marvel people did a good job getting that out there and getting us a fight we've seen before, but not recently. So I can see why they may be showcasing this. So I'll check that out. I'm actually interested. Mike, you've watched Ironheart. Rob, have you watched it yet?
Yeah.
So let's give this to Mike. Let's let Mike stretch his legs here. Can you walk us through what's been going on with Ironheart, your opinions on it, and then we'll talk about it.
Well, I haven't seen all 3 episodes yet. I've only seen the first one.
First impressions.
It was good. I didn't expect it to be anything but good. When I saw the hate, I knew it was worth something. People were review bombing this thing before it came out. So like, all right, I'm gonna at least go into it with I got to see this thing. So I went into it. It started off in a place I didn't expect it to start off. I didn't expect her to start off just completely broke. Last time I saw her, she's dealing with the Wakandans. So I didn't expect that. And so I didn't expect her to be back in school, and she's basically starting from scratch. It was interesting. It was definitely interesting. I'm ready to watch the rest of it. I think from what I've seen, everything was good. I have no complaints. It was just a good show. I really don't have much other than that because, like I said, I haven't seen only seen the first, and I don't want to say too much without spoiling it for people.
I got you. So this is something that you recommend? I
definitely recommend it. I definitely would say that don't listen to the haters out there. Watch the damn show, and you'd enjoy it. I think you would enjoy it. I think most people will enjoy it. It's a good show. I saw one saying Marvel's new show is worse than Secret Invasion. That is baloney. That's, oh my God. Anybody that said that is just instantly hate, and you never watched it. You just want to hate. Gotcha. Which seems to be the trend now. People just want to hate.
Yeah, I saw that it was review bombed before the first episode even dropped. So, yeah. Rob, what about you? Opinions, first impressions?
Well, I watched all 3, so I'm kind of further ahead. I do like it. The dialogue is pretty funny, especially between her and her friend. They have some pretty funny quips without being like, overly Marvel jokey. I think they kind of backed away from her being a privileged, another child genius, making her way without any, struggles, where now she actually, she's having trouble in school, and she kind of has to walk the other side of the tracks in order to get what she needs to repair her armor. And it kind of leads down a road maybe she didn't want to go originally, but she's doing it because she has to, or she feels she has to. And that obviously sets up the conflict later in the season, since we only have 3 episodes for now. But as of right now, I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see if the rumors are true to who gave the Hood his powers is going to show up in the show, because it kind of ended the last episode with him kind of yelling at whomever that would have been. But yeah, no. There's nothing wrong with this show as far as I can tell. The only thing I have a problem with is her declaring that she wants to be unique and iconic while at the same time making something completely derivative of Tony Stark. I mean, she's making her own Iron Man suit and her own arc reactor, all from Tony. She's not creating anything of her own vision except for her own specific innovations and using MIT resources to do it. But beyond that, I don't have any issues with the show.
I did see Ryan Coogler was directing. That was one of the things that kind of swayed me to give it a chance. I just haven't watched it yet. So you guys are both giving us a thumbs up for people who are on the fence and weren't sure about checking out the show.
Definitely, I would.
So it's going to be 3 episodes this week and another 3 next week is what I understand, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, if anything, the show completely fleshes out the character that was introduced in Black Panther 2. From what little we got to see of her and everything like that, it felt like she was already an established character, where now we actually get to learn who she is.
Okay. All right. I wasn't crazy about her introduction in Black Panther 2, but does the armor look better than it did in Black Panther 2? Okay. Oof. All right, guys. So check out, we want to check out Ironheart and staying in the Marvel realm. I'm sorry if I say his name incorrectly, but Damon Idris, the actor known for Snowfall, he may potentially be Black Panther in some capacity in the future. Thoughts?
He was one of my picks. He was one of my picks, Black Panther. If you go back to my thing I always post about recast T'Challa, he was on there. He was one of the ones I picked out personally. I think he fit. I think he'd be fine as long as they don't do this boy T'Challa Jr. I'm 100% with it. Bring him on. People got to remember when they first announced, Chadwick did a great job. No disrespect, it's great. But when they first announced Chadwick, nobody was excited about Chadwick. Nobody was going through the roof for James Brown. Nobody was like, the guy who played James Brown, he's going to be Black Panther. Ain't nobody say, yes, that's going to be the one, until we saw it and gave it a chance. And I'm all behind this dude. I'm 100% behind this dude. So, yeah, let's do it. As long as they don't do T'Challa Jr., they got my vote. They do T'Challa Jr., I don't know. I'm going to support it, but I'm going to do it mad. But I don't want no T'Challa Jr. Just give me T'Challa and we call it a day.
What about you, Rob?
Honestly, can't say I'm familiar with the actor. Just kind of looked at him, and he looks like he could play the part. Very much a younger looking actor than Chadwick was, even when Chadwick first started. So if they are going to age up T'Challa Jr., then that could very well be the person to take over the role. But yeah, no, I'll trust you guys if he's a good actor in the shows that you've seen him in.
Yeah, I've never seen his acting. I just saw how he looked. I've never seen a show with this kid in it.
Yeah, I've never seen. What, you say Snowfall?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's I didn't watch it either.
It's a dope show. So about a dope
deal
or something, yeah.
Okay, just want to touch base on that and going down the line here. Mike versus the Super NES. Mike, I understand you've been dusted off the old system. Can you talk about that and some of the memories it may have drug up and what you've been playing?
I haven't played it at all. My kids have. I don't know what it is about kids in retro gaming. It's to them, it's exciting. I don't want to go back to this. I'm good where I'm at. I know it's just, but we dug it out. They played it. They played Zelda. I don't know, and they played one called something of Gaia. They played a little bit of Mortal Kombat. I've watched them play. It was fun. Like I say, my PlayStation my SNES is old and it acts old. You got to make it play. You got to keep hitting off and on before to play. Once you get it running, it's going to run, but you got to get it. You got to get it running. And the kids seem to be excited about it. They're just, oh wow, look at this. And I guess it's just the excitement of playing, as they call a retro game. And I think I waited too long to get to these new stuff. I don't need to go back. I'm okay where I'm at. I finally got to where y'all know my struggles with Spider-Man 2. I'm finally past where this is as far as I've ever been. So I'm good. But yeah, the kids are having a good time with it. My son, I had an old CRT TV. I got it from my mom. My son, TVs nowadays, HDMI, you turn them on, the TV automatically picks it up. So it knows the system. It knows what the input must. I like, son, you got to turn this to the right input. What do you mean? It's not coming. You got to change it to the input. It's not going to just do it. You got to hit the input. What are you talking? Okay, son. He didn't quite understand why it wasn't just picking up because it was on. Once I showed him to get it, it was all right. But he just didn't. It was too easy for him. He didn't understand you had to change it. So,
okay,
it's cool. It's exciting in that sense.
So you were an Super NES guy, not a Genesis guy.
Oh, I was never a Genesis guy. From the 3-button controller and finally getting the 6, I've always been a Nintendo guy. One thing I wouldn't mind playing this Nintendo with friends because you can actually sit in the couch next to somebody and talk junk. A lot of new games you got to be online, but you can actually sit next to somebody and you can see them as you beat them. And I'm looking forward to that though. If my buddies do ever come over, I'm down with that.
Okay. when I saw the pictures and thought that was interesting. I still have all my systems here. Like that's something like you don't throw away. They just kind of disappear from out of sight, out of mind. Like they're there. And I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, a couple years ago, my son, he knocked my PlayStation off the TV stand, and like it wouldn't work. I was so depressed, and like I was holding it against him for months after that. Granted, he's like 3 or 4. I'm like, you broke my system, man. You can't touch this, man. Like you broke it. And but I mentioned that like I had to put the PS4 in, and that one, talking about getting it to work and having old systems just lying around, like that's really just the backup. And it was still working. It was strong, but like the thing is, between 4 and 5, like 5 is so much faster. Like when you go back, you're like, oh god, this is slow. Like it was loading, everything slow, and it was just, especially with Destiny, it was a little painful. But I was impressed with the PS4. I'm like, I'll keep this around. Like I have no interest in selling it, but those old systems, man, they're like, you know. They're all reliable. Might not get you there quickly, but it'll once it starts running, as you said, Mike, it's going to play.
It's going to play.
It's going to play. Now, some other news and notes before we get to the meat of the episode. The Tom Cruise, kicking around Days of Thunder 2. I would say it's too late, but watching Maverick, because I thought Maverick was too late to be a sequel to Top Gun, but Maverick was really good. Days of Thunder, I don't know if that one's mentioned as much as it should be. I really like that one. Who was this? The pit boss? Who was the old guy there? Oh God, this was killing me. But what do you guys feel about him going back to that franchise and maybe doing a sequel?
Not one that I've seen, so I'm not familiar with
Oh, you've never seen Days of Thunder?
No, I've never seen that one.
Oh, no. He was racing cars in that one, and this was, what's his name? John C. Reilly was in it before he turned over to comedy. Yeah, he was in it. Michael Rook, what's his name? Rooker?
Yondu?
Yondu.
Okay, yeah.
And Nicole Kidman's in it. Carrie Elves. Wesley from Princess Bride was in there. Like, basically, Tropic, what was it? Talladega Nights kind of took. It's kind of a rip off Days of Thunder. Did you guys see Tropic Talladega Nights with Will Ferrell? So they took some parts from out of there. Was that Randy Quaid was in it? And why can't I find this old guy's name? Can't find his name. Anyway, that movie came out in 1990. Jeez, what were you doing in 1990? How old were you in 1990? In 10th grade?
Ninth grade.
How old were you in 1990?
15.
Okay, I was 10. What about you, Rob?
I was 8.
Hey, old man Jones. I'll check out Tom. It seems like he's doing victory laps right now. So, like, if he feels he's got to finish that one, let him do it. Rob, you had news about Duke Nukem. What you got playing?
So the let me see if I can find the guy's name real quick. The same guy who did Adi Shankar, the same guy who did Castlevania and Devil May Cry on Netflix, is bought the rights to make an animated series of Duke Nukem for Netflix, probably in a similar vein, similar studio, which is interesting because we haven't heard anything from Duke beyond his Gearbox buying him and releasing Duke Nukem Forever after like 16 years of development. And then I think they added him to Bulletstorm 2 as a character, but that character's been dormant since, probably for at least like 10, 15 years now. So it'd be interesting to see how he fits in, and not only that, but how they can make a character from like the edgy 90s work in the 2020s.
The extreme era.
Yeah, with the misogyny and the womanizing and the extreme violence and bad language and nudity, and we'll see.
Okay. Now, I actually should have followed this up right after Days of Thunder, the Days of Thunder 2 rumors. Spaceballs 2. And that movie's older than Days of Thunder. And what do you think makes these? I think I already know the answer, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Why do they go so far back with these? Why do you think it's okay to bring back such old? It's not even franchises. It's sequels to movies that there was no intention of being a sequel, but somebody was like, "Hey, 30 or 40 years later, let's make a sequel to this movie." Like, what do you think goes into that thought process there?
They're out of ideas. They're reaching into their toy box, thinking, and we haven't had these kind of parodies. I mean, if you notice, we also have not Lethal Weapon. What's the other one? Naked Gun. We have a sequel to that also coming out. Mm-hmm. We don't have movies that are like those made these days. So
now, is that a sequel or a remake? Like it's kind of both, right?
It's a sequel because they all have the kids
of the
original.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and then 98-year-old Mel Brooks is going to come back as whatever his Yoda character was. And they're bringing back Rick Moranis too, who hasn't acted forever.
I saw.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I love Rick Moranis.
I think there's enough material, but because there's enough hate out there, so they can get a couple jokes. But 40 years apart, I'm not that interested. So we'll just have to see on that. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm not excited for it at all.
Were you a fan of the original movie, you guys?
I was. That's when I showed my kids and they fell in love with it instantly. They was like, "Wow, you were right. This is great." So, but I'm more of a fan of that than I am Star Wars.
Okay. So we kind of got through the news here, and it was a little light, but there was a topic I wanted to talk to you guys about for a couple minutes, and that was if you were making a Mount Rushmore for 80s action heroes, who would be on it? Now, let me just provide a little bit more information first. The picture, the post I saw has Stallone and Arnold. I think that's undisputed that they're cemented in that decade and probably into the next decade. The picture also had Bruce Willis. That's debatable. So let's just go with Arnold and Stallone. And who would be in the other two spots for you? Mike Jones.
That's gonna be tough because even if I do have a Fifth Element tattoo, I've never been a Bruce Willis fan. What was the one with him in the vent?
Die Hard. That's right.
Movie.
So it took you forever to watch that movie,
right?
Too.
I think we were doing the show before I watched that movie. I don't know who I would put there. I think on that picture I just put Eddie Murphy, just because.
You did say Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, just because of Beverly Hills Cop and what was it, Golden Child?
All right, so
like B movie actors to really feel that. I mean, Van Damme had a good run in the '80s. That's probably his highlight year was the '80s.
Now, was he more '80s or '90s?
Like I think more '80s, or at least '88, '89, because you're looking at things like Kickboxer and what was the other one he had?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport, yeah. I thought it was in the '80s.
I'm going to look those up now. So I want to get Rob's opinion, and before I give a name. Well, actually, I'm gonna give a name before we go to Rob. So, what about Chuck Norris at 3? He had a lot of movies in the 80s. And I actually just brought it up, and like, he's got enough of them here. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 movies. And you know, Chuck Norris isn't doing any drama or any comedies. Like these, like he's shooting people the whole movie, beating people up, kind of in line with Stallone and Arnold. Now, what would you say for him at the 3rd spot?
He had quantity, but I don't know about quality. I've never seen a Chuck Norris movie. Man.
Yeah, I don't know if any of his movies really hit that, high budget stuff like Stallone's and
right.
Schwarzenegger
Was
stuff.
they ever in the theater? Or are they all like straight to video? I don't recall ever really seeing any video.
Yeah.
All right, so those are good points. Those are good points. Now I'm gonna go bring up Van Damme because you may have an argument there.
They were both in like one was 88, 89. I just checked it out.
I just watched what was that, Bloodsport, the other day too. So
Eddie's got a good chance because 48 Hours is in at 82.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all right, so this is kind of like what I thought. So here are Van Damme's credits. I'm going to give him 79 also. So he's in a movie called Woman Between Wolf and Dog. His role was a man in the garden. He was uncredited. Missing in Action. He was a soldier. That's actually a Chuck Norris movie, Missing in Action. And he was also he was credited for stunts. So these weren't really his movies. So this is 84. Yeah, Monaco Forever. The role says Gay Karate Man. So that's a short. So there was a short film. Yeah, Breaking. I think we all remember. I've seen videos of Breaking with him as an uncredited.
Him dancing and breaking.
Yeah. So that's like 84. He hasn't done anything of any significance. No Retreat, No Surrender. I think we know that one too. He was, there are no notes for here, but he was the villain in that one. So Blood, yeah, and he was intimidating in that one. So his first real movie was 88, Bloodsport. And he was Frank, and that was a good movie. Then he was in Black Eagle. I never heard of this one. Black Eagle. Then he had Cyborg. Then Kickboxer, which was kind of like Bloodsport, but it was remixed. Yeah. So he had Lionheart, and this is starting in the 90s now. He had Lionheart, he had Death Warrant, Double Impact. So then we start getting into some of the movies we really know him for. Double Impact, that's my favorite Van Damme movie. Universal Soldier, which that one was kind of his first mainstream, would you say? Universal Soldier was first or his last?
Yeah, with him and Dolph.
Yeah. Well, it's not his last because he had another one, and when I say it, you'll remember it. So he had Nowhere to Run, Last Action Hero. He was playing himself, and that was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. He had Hard Target and Time Cop, which was actually he did well with that one too. And then the Notorious Street Fighter, Sudden Death, and then he some of these movies, he's starting to fade a little bit here. He even had a movie with Dennis Rodman, Double Team, in 1997. So
terrible movie.
Yeah, and I would almost push this. I would say he was a 90s hero.
Yeah, I think if I had to add two, now I'm looking through my 80s action list, I would keep Eddie. He had a good little run, and I would put I would go ahead with Harrison Ford. I'd put him in there.
That's a good
Indiana Jones trilogy and Star Wars. That's enough to get you an 80 spot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, him too.
So I have one, and Megan suggested this one too. Kurt Russell.
Yep.
Now
that was going to be my other one.
Yeah, Kurt Russell has some
he's got
sneaky good movies.
Was Escape from New York?
The
Thing. Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah.
Tango and Cash.
Yes. Wait, let me see if that was 90s or 80s. But yeah, you're getting you're getting there. So let me look at what he's got in the 80s. So you said, dude, I was looking at Kurt Russell, his credits. I didn't know he did the voice of Copper in Fox and the Hound. And now I had to go back and watch that because I consider myself a Kurt Russell fan. But okay, so he had Escape from New York. You mentioned that in 81. He had The Thing in 82. You see, Silkwood doesn't look like an action movie. Swing Shift, that looks like a comedy. Big Trouble in China 86, Overboard, and some of these movies. So some of these were drama. So he didn't dominate, but he had some good films in the 80s, and it continued. And he actually did more action in the 90s, which is funny. Oh wow, he was in Forrest Gump, uncredited voice role. He played. Do you know who he played for $1,000 in Forrest Gump?
Elvis.
Oh my God, $1,000 to Mike. $1,000 to Mike. Nailed it. So yeah, uncredited role as Elvis and Forrest Gump. And he had this, Stargate. He kind of went wimpy in this decade too. He was in a couple movies where he was actually like a nerd almost. So somebody else I wanted to check out, but I think his will look sort of like Van Damme and that's Steven Seagal. I feel like he was 90s more than 80s also. Let's take a look at what Steven did in the 80s. So what do you guys feel like it'll be similar to Van Damme, or what are you guessing before I...
Probably worse than Van Damme. I've never been a Seagal fan.
Seagal had a shorter moment than Van Damme to me. He never stopped making movies, but their careers are kind of similar. So yeah, so this is actually worse than Van Damme. Like he started in '88, but he starred immediately. He only had Above the Law in the '80s, and the rest of the ones that we know him for are in the '90s. And then he started doing those direct-to-DVD movies. It's funny; it just happens, Like let me see, Under Siege was probably his last one. He had a movie with Keenan Ivory Wayans. So Seagal and Van Damme are kind of similar. So it's kind of debatable who would be in those other movies. I would still give it to Chuck Norris. I really would. At one spot. And Mike, you said Eddie Murphy. Let's check out
I was with Eddie Eddie and Harrison Ford. I gave it to both of them.
What about I'm gonna look up Eddie, and then I'm actually gonna look at Tom Cruise and see what Tom Cruise did. But I don't think he started doing action until the 90s. So let's take a look at Eddie if he qualifies. Where we got Eddie. Yeah, here he is. So we know Eddie, he's probably got some late 70s movies in there, early 80s. Let's see here. Okay, so all right, so Mike's got a little traction here. He got 48 Hours. I don't know if you want to qualify that as an action movie.
They got shooting and killing. That's
okay. Action. All right, so we got Beverly Hill Cops and 84. You got Golden Child. So his first out of his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, his first 5 movies, he has 1, 2, 3, he has 4 action movies. So Mike is on to something here.
Beverly Hills Cop 2 in 87. Yeah,
and he did the comedy, Raw, Coming to America, Harlem Nights. They did, and that was it for the 80s. So for the 80s, you have 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, Golden Child, and that's really it. The other ones were kind of comedies, and we won't give them credit for that. Now, is that enough? I don't think that's enough to put him over Chuck, but we asked for each person's opinion, and Mike is going to put Eddie up there. So who would be the 4th one for you, Mike?
Like I say, it would be Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Let's look at that. These are some interesting names. And I feel like because we were young in that decade, we're forgetting somebody. I feel like we're forgetting somebody. Oh, what about
like Mel Gibson?
Clint Eastwood? No, it's a good one.
Yeah, we got Mad Max's Lethal Weapons.
Yeah, we're gonna check
probably
that
another
out.
one in there too that he did.
Clint Eastwood, he was still active during that time, I believe.
But none of these people have more than 5 or 6 movies in the 80s. It's about the same run. They didn't have 10 movies.
It's not like Arnold and Stallone, because the Arnold and Stallone were not going out there trying to win best acting dramas. Like they were like, we're going out to shoot breaknecks, cut people in half, throw people out of cars.
I'm gonna show them off for some baby.
Right. So I'm gonna look this up, and then I'm gonna ask you. This is gonna be a 2-part question. All right, so hold on. Here's Harrison Ford. Oh wow, he's got Empire Strike Back in 1980. Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's got Blade Runner. He's got Return of the Jedi. He's got Doom, Temple of Doom. So from 80 to 84, he put out 5 movies, which were all. He's got 2 Indiana Jones movies in there. Let's see. Then he went drama.
He got 389. He got Crusade. That was 89.
No, you're right. So three Indiana Jones movies and two Star Wars movies.
It's got Blade
He
Runner
wasn't
in
the star
there
of
too.
those. I bet.
He was in them. His action. Like, I do see your point there, Mike. I do see your point. But those would be his only action movies. And you said Harrison Ford. You said Mel Gibson also, which is a good one. Harrison, that was a good suggestion. He had a good decade for action movies here. And let me see what Mel's got going. So he's been active for a while. So Chain Reaction, no. Don't know that. So yes, so to Robert's point, he's got Mad Max 2. Some of these movies I'm not familiar with. That says romance drama. He's got Year of Living Dangerously. I don't think that was action. The River, Mad Max Beyond, and there we have first Lethal Weapon movie in 87. Then he's got 89 Lethal Weapon 2. And so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 movies. It's kind of like Harrison Ford's resume. So maybe there's just Arnold and Stallone and just everybody else. Just because no one else was kind of in their arena. Like every movie they were making was like an action movie. But some of these other guys had some really good entries. Mel, Eddie, Harrison, Kurt. They all had good movies in there. They all had a good decade, and it spilled over into the next decade, and made movies that we're a little bit more familiar with. Now, let me ask you, who do you think had the better movie career, Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger? From the 80s until when? This is to the 80s till now. That's their career. Who do you think had a better career, better movies, better everything?
I think Schwarzenegger did.
Yeah. Me too.
What would you say is his signature franchise?
Probably Terminator.
Does he have one?
I don't know if he does.
I think he's made the most with Terminator, though. I mean, he made 5.
But he wasn't in. He wasn't in all of them, though.
He wasn't. My favorite movie is Conan the Barbarian. That's my all-time favorite flick.
Yeah.
So that's a franchise. So you had 2 there. We'll do Conan, and we'll give him the 2 Terminators, because to me that's when it should have ended after the second one.
Right.
Was he playing Conan when he was in Red Sonja?
No.
He was. Well, that was supposed to be Conan, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was licensing. Yeah. It was a licensing thing, but he was supposed to be Conan in Red Sonja.
Yeah.
He ended up making him like Prince something, but he was supposed
weird.
That character was based on Conan. It was supposed to be.
So, you said Terminator. He had some really good movies. He had Predator. Does Stallone have a movie better than Predator?
Ooh.
Better because to me, Stallone has the better franchise. He got Rambo and he's got Rocky. Like as far as franchises, Arnold does not have anything better than Rocky. Nothing's better than Rocky to me.
Yeah, a lot of Schwarzenegger's one and done stuff.
Right. So the one movie, like I don't know what you're going to say is Arnold's best movie. I think he has had better individual movies, arguably. Like you can go T2. You can go. What's the one I just said? What I did? Predator. You got True Lies.
Yeah. My Conan. But yeah.
Conan. Like does Stallone have one movie better than? Is there anything that he has where somebody's like, "Hey, you can watch this Arnold movie. Let's say Terminator 2, or you want to watch something from Stallone."
It would be a Run the Rocky movie for me. That's about all. It'd be one of those.
The only one. Well, which Rocky would it be? To me, it's 4 with Drago. Like if I'm watching a rock movie, and I don't even know if that's the best Rocky one, but like shoot from the hip, knee jerk reaction. Like put 4 on.
Nah, you ain't gonna kill Apollo. I can't. Damn that. I don't need to see Apollo hit the ground and bounce. I don't need to see we good at 3. I don't need to see Apollo die.
So the series is over after 3. Like oh, that's the end. Apollo lived a long life and he raised the Donnas there.
I don't need to see that happen. That's my goal. If I ever get abs, I'm bringing back the Apollo Creed look. Shit, now that's gonna be me.
with the crop,
with the midriff showing. Let me get 2 abs. I'm tripping. I don't want to do shit. Y'all can't do shit with me. Let me get 2. It's gonna be over for y'all. It's over.
So who? So we're saying no. Stallone does not have a movie better than Predator. Let's just say Predator.
Yeah, Arnold is a great movie. I don't see the whole Predator movie is a good movie.
It is. And like looking at it, Arnold dipped a little bit more into the sci-fi. I'm not saying Stallone didn't because he did. No, not Demolition Man. Demolition Man was good, but it ain't better than those movies.
No, but it's one of his better ones. Though. It is one of his better.
I do kind of like his version of Judge Dredd too, but it's not that great of a movie either.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a corny ass '90s action movie.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like they both kind of did the cop movies. Like he's got Cobra, and that's the thing. Like Stallone had the franchises where you can barely remember what he did outside of Rocky and a couple of other movies. So I want to say Arnold had the better career. I want to say Arnold had the better career.
I think he had a better catalog, definitely. Okay. I still think T1 was better than T2. I think Terminator 1 is better than Terminator 2.
No, we're going to...
Terminator 2 had all that liquid gold, but he was scary. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator was scary.
He was.
And it was just a better movie for me.
I thought Terminator 2 was like one of the best sequels ever made. I think it was so good that it ended the franchise. I don't think there was anything needed after that. And the only reason why there are more movies because they needed more money. Like, we're just talking about Spaceballs, the quest for more money. That's the only reason why there were more movies made, Predator. Predator was good. But outside of somebody's list, whoever's listening to this and they're a Stallone fan, they're going to be mad at us because I feel like we're forgetting some Stallone movies, and I can't think of it right now. We mentioned Demolition Man, which was one of his better ones. It got a lot of eyes on that movie. He has a movie with Kiefer Sutherland's dad, Lockup, when he was in jail, and I remember, I'll never forget it. My wife, I do this to my wife all the time. She'll come in because I don't know what her family did growing up. They didn't watch TV, so she'll come and say, "Oh, what movie is this?" And because I'm able to say the joke with like a straight face. She believes me. She's like, "Oh, what's this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's Rocky Goes to Jail," and she's looking at me, and she's looking at. He was looking at it was like his mannerisms in that movie were not far from like Rocky. So she's like, "It is," and I'm like yeah. She's like, "No, it's not," and I couldn't hold it in anymore. But that movie, it was another movie that was bombed, but I really like that movie. I love Lockup. It's an entertaining movie. There's a couple people in there that you've seen throughout the '80s that was in there. It was a good movie. What's his name? I can't think of his name. The father from Good Times, Mike. What's his name? What was the actor's name?
James Evans. You talking about? I can't say his name. I know his name, but I can't say it right now.
See, now I'm just gonna look it up. And that was in '89. John Amos.
John Amos.
You know, so let's look at what Stallone did in the '80s. Because we want to be accurate. We don't want to just give Arnold the crown. And okay, so this is Stallone in the '80s. He had Nighthawk. He was uncredited director. Okay, so Escape to Victory. He had Rocky 3. It was 3 Rockies by '82. Okay, Rocky 3. He had First Blood. He had Stand Alive. That was John Travolta. He had a movie with Dolly Parton, Rhinestone. He had Rambo Part 2. He had Rocky 4. He had Cobra, Over the Top, Rocky 3, Lockup, Tango and Cash, and Rocky 5 to end the decade.
He got 5 Rockies in the '80s?
Well, he did 2 in the '70s, and then by the end of the '80s, like those first 2 Rockies were pure '70s. Mm-hmm. Let's see, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Let's see what Arnold got. Arnold. Yeah, he started off with Conan the Barbarian. Then he had Conan the Destroyer, then Terminator, Red Sonja, Commando, Raw Deal, Predator, Running Man, Red Heat. Then he took a break and did some comedy, Twins, and then Total Recall. And we're going to give him Kindergarten Cop at the end. Like, just listen to those movies. Like, Arnold had a better decade. Like, these were all, I can't tell you these movies. None of these movies were bad. Like, they are what they were. Arnold shooting and cutting and killing people, and that's what he stuck with. And the next decade, he kind of was doing a little bit more alongside the action. He was doing a little drama or whatever. But yeah, that seems to fall in the form of what we're thinking as far as Arnold running that decade. Any shocks there that any movies that we'll give it to Stallone there. But I think as far as the Mount Rushmore, I'm gonna cheat and say that they are the only 2 faces on Mount Rushmore, and everybody else was kind of even to me. Like, every actor we named had some really good movies. Or maybe not enough. If Harrison did maybe like two more, or Arnold did 1 more. Sorry, not Arnold. Eddie did another one. That was actually a good suggestion, Mike. That was a good pick.
I think Eddie would go quality though. I think his movies. I still stand by Eddie.
Oh no, I'm not saying you're wrong. I actually like the pick. He had a good decade, and then he had all those guys had really good decades. Eddie ended it strong. So okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I was hoping Jay and Terrence would be on here tonight to give a little bit more. But do you guys have anything else, any loose ends that you want to talk about before we close up shop?
No, I think we pretty much touched on it all. But
that sounds good. It was a light month. There was some news but we'll cover that in the next episode when we get a couple of fellas back in here. But we'll wrap it up here, put a nice little bow on this last Action Hero episode. Guys, it's good to see you again. I'm glad you guys are staying cool and being healthy. But with that, Multiverse podcast listeners, we're going to end it here. And thank you for tuning in again. Click the subscribe, spread the word, and we will see you when we see you. You have a good night.
Night, everybody.
Enjoy your 4th. Peace.